Hello and welcome to TXM TV. I'm Anthony Clyne, and today we are joined by Robert Chittenden, David Jaksa.
Hi, Anthony.
And Shaun Duncan from Queensland. How are you, Shaun?
Good, Anthony. What about yourself?
I'm fantastic. I had a really good morning. I went on a 21 kilometre run, and I did the fastest time I've done in the last 3 years. So I'm feeling quite proud and quite fit as well, which is a nice feeling. So today we've got three interesting topics, and to start us off, Rob's going to talk about Kanban and what we need to be doing to our Kanban systems in this time of variable volumes.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. Thanks very much for that. Yes, it's one of those things that if you've got a Kanban system and times have seen some great fluctuations, whether really high or really low, your Kanban systems might be failing now because they're just not supported with these extraordinary swings. So it's something that does need your attention to go look at. Now, you may be looking at your inventory stock as well, as I spoke in an earlier episode, but this one, I want to talk about just what you do with your Kanban system. So taking the data that you've now had a couple of weeks to look at and see where you're at, you might now need to go back to your plan for every part file and start updating that with some of these inputs and recalculating your reorder points. What sort of levels do you need to have in your Kanban system? So the ones you've previously had were probably for a very stable, ongoing time. Now we need to have something a little bit more fluctuating. So your stocks may go up or down in your Kanban system. So updating that file, reset them. It might be a good chance then to go look at what those numbers tell you. What can your supply chain currently now support, and making more decisions based on those new numbers. You may need to bring more in or less, and then print your cards and reissue them to the shop floor, because this will allow your production to continue to use lean systems and not to just abandon them, because it can work through these times and it shouldn't be something you just abandon. So sticking with your Kanban would be a good system to try and learn. So if you need more help on that, it's certainly something we have a lot of expertise in, is running Kanban systems. So give us a call and we can help you out.
Fantastic, Rob. And plan for every part is the spreadsheet, and also would be about multiple sourcing, I guess, given the vulnerability of our preferred or original sources, as we need to switch the supply around the globe.
Yeah, that's why I thought it'd be a good time to, you're going to look at what those numbers tell you, and they'll be different from your stable numbers. So yeah, a good chance to reflect on that and get some answers.
Yeah, and some companies are booming, and other companies are focusing on cost reductions, and the goal is to keep their margins and their business afloat. And Dave, what are some of the things that these companies could be doing now?
Yeah, look, definitely. I think the comment you raise, regardless if you're booming or if you're not, I think it's always a good time to look at cost reduction efforts. The thing that we'd recommend at TXM is setting up some Kaizen groups, particularly if you've got employees working from home. And what I've done in the past at the automotive sector is you develop some themes, and it might be communication, finance, manufacturing, inventory, as Rob's just pointed out, and get each particular area or team to just go through the cost structures. Make some simple phone calls to your energy providers or your telecommunication companies, and you'll be surprised to see what kind of cost savings you can definitely make. You can use your Excel to set up a thermometer type target. It might be setting a baseline target of 50,000 per annum or something. Doesn't matter how big or small the company is, but it's a great time, I believe, to look at some of those cost things that, cost structures or the costs that we've got in our business that we might not always have the time to look at.
Yeah, and I guess within this changing environment, the actual conversation and the ability of the service provider to change, it might be far greater now in a different commercial environment. Absolutely,
yeah, for sure. They're probably going to be a lot more open to hearing what different structures we might be able to, I suppose, work through in this environment. So definitely something at TXM we'd be happy to assist any client that's looking for these type of activities.
Yeah, fantastic. And we do run those Kaizen Blitz. So contact us, email, or reach us on the LinkedIn. So another topic, Dave, is working from home and keeping the business going. So the team dynamic in the office is a lot different to the team dynamics where people are working from home. And a high-performing team has a characteristic where they go through a maturing cycle where they typically they form, storm, norm, and then perform, and they are comfortable in doing this. But when the environment changes and we all work from home, we have to go through a reforming stage. And so what does this mean? And so I asked a few of our clients who are leading in this field, and they said, really, it's around reforming and redefining the charter of the team. So previously, the charter might have been to achieve outcomes, whereas now it's to achieve the same outcomes with a degree of flexibility and efficiency using the new technology of videos and file sharing remotely. And so the team charter is something that needs to be updated. The initial business objective will be changing almost week to week. And so being focused on what are the key objectives for this week, what are the key tasks for this day, are so more relevant and important now as we reform our team and focus on achieving those tasks. And also the structure for help. So there's a lot of phone calls and a lot of interactions, a lot of instant message to clarify things. And that's a very good method of efficiently sorting out problems and getting help across remote sites. But sometimes the team need to escalate, and it's defining how do we escalate that, who do we call, what's the service level agreement for them to respond, and how do we sort out those issues. So there's some of the things that we need to consider when reforming our remote teams to ensure that we can move towards the next stage, which is storming all these ideas and then norming how we do it, and then we really start to perform. And so we need to do that quickly in this environment. So tomorrow, Peter couldn't join us today because his dog's eaten a plant at the front of his Auckland house and is at the vet's. So tomorrow, Peter hopefully is back and is going to take us through the visual dashboards he's been for working remotely. And thank you for participating and watching this live production. Remember to comment on our LinkedIn page and email us at txmtv@txm.com. I'm Anthony Clyne, and stay safe. We hope to see you tomorrow. Bye for now.